Getting ready to go. We had some procedural votes, and then we're going to be moving the rule, then moving the final passage of the bill, and we'll see sometime later today if we can get that done. So we, still have some more conversations with members. Obviously, members have gone through the changes that the Senate made, and some of them take us a little bit backward, some of them are a little bit better, but at the end of the day, when you look at the whole totality of the bill, still over 85% of what the House passed a few weeks ago are still in this final product. And the bottom line is the Trump agenda is still in this bill, whether it's making sure nobody gets a tax increase, energy production, border security, no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, all of those things that President Trump and most of our members campaigned on are all included in this one big beautiful bill.
You said if you get there, do you feel like you guys are short right now?
Well, we've still had a lot of members that had questions about the changes that the Senate made. That's to be expected. When we've gone into all of the other votes on this bill, we've had 3 House votes on different parts of this bill of reconciliation, the budget, two rounds, and then final passage of reconciliation. On every one of them, you had members that weren't willing to say they were a yes until they voted yes. So when you talk to members, there's some that still are holding out for something different, but at the end of the day, they know this is probably as good as we're going to get. And it's a really good bill. It's a bill that does a lot of important things for the economy. This bill is going to get our economy moving again. It's going to lower inflation and interest rates. We'd like to do more. There's other opportunities later in the year to do more things. We've started in a really important process to let people in Washington know we're serious about cutting spending. We're serious about changing the fiscal trajectory, but we're also serious about getting our economy moving again. And this bill achieves all of those objectives.
Provider tax is a huge issue. It's a big substantive issue for a lot of your members, especially North Carolina, which has 15% of the Medicaid population in the U.S. I mean, how do you convince people that that's not a huge substantive problem?
Yeah, provider tax was looked at in the House, and a lot of us who wanted to start addressing it then. Most states have known for a long time that the game was going to be up in terms of how the provider tax was working. It's a reduction, it's not an elimination of the provider tax. It goes down to 3.5%, and it phases it in over a long period of time. It gives every state a few years to start that process, so every state's going to know what changes are coming. But we're also doing a few other things. We doubled the amount of the hospital fund that was going to be set up at $25 billion in the Senate. It's now at $50 billion to help hospitals through that transition period. We're also with the work requirements. I don't think a lot of people understand how important it's going to be to move people that shouldn't have been on Medicaid in the first place, the fully able-bodied who are sitting on Medicaid turning down work. They're going to be going to get work, but they're also going to be getting private insurance, which is better for hospitals than Medicaid. It pays a higher reimbursement rate, and it frees up Medicaid to focus better on the truly needy, the disabled, the pregnant women, the folks it was originally set up to help serve, that it's now not doing a good enough job serving because you have a lot of other people on that program crowding them out.
How many votes are you short right now?
Although the whip can talk to you about vote counts, and he probably won't, but that's his job, and I don't want to get in the middle of his.
Maybe a conference meeting today?
We're talking to individual members in small groups. We're not having a full conference today.
What role is the president having in terms of, what role is the president having in terms of meeting with people? I expect his door's going to be open today. What do you know about his schedule?
The president's continued to play a very active role in helping us get the votes. I mean, he's talking to individual members. Even when the bill was in the Senate, you had some individual members that wanted some changes in the Senate calling the president to help get his support for those changes, and some of those changes were implemented. So, the president from day one has been our best closer, and he's going to continue to be through today. I've got to go vote, but we'll talk more later today.
Thank you so much.